everyone, welcome back to She of Three Angels. This is Lori, and I come to you all gussied up. I decided to curl my hair today. My hair does not hold a curl worth a lick, so I'm going to try to do this video really quick because it may be flat by the time the end comes. So. This video is all about holiday traditions with the collective Collab. We have increased by 2. So now there are 9 of us in the collective Collab. We all have 9 different points of view, 9 different holiday traditions, and it's really exciting to be a part of this group. So with that said, let's go ahead and dig into my holiday traditions. First, I want to go ahead and start off with when I was a kid, because I think that's when we are exposed to traditions to begin with. So I do remember many snowed-in holidays where it was cold and my mom would bake. We would do cookies. Sugar cookies are my favorite, but we'd always do like peanut butter cookies. We would do sugar cookies. We'd do like cookies with coconut and chocolate and the little powdered sugar cookies. Being from Minnesota, we did a lot of Midwestern cookies, so or Norwegian cookies, and she even had the little gun that pressed out the cookies in the different shapes and stuff. So my mom was a baker, and we would have lots of fun of doing that together. So that was one really good, fond memory I have of, you know, being a kid with my parents, and Christmas was really magical, and my mom would always go completely all out decorating on the inside. And of course, as I got older, she would, you know, be like, okay, so what do you want to do? And she kind of figured that I kind of had a knack for decorating. So at some point in time, it was kind of like, yeah, you can decorate if you want to. So I got a little fuzzy here, guys. Sorry. So, I did definitely do a lot more decorating as I got older, and I was okay with that because I really enjoy doing stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of other memories. They're not really traditions, but I would go ice skating. We lived right across the road from a baseball field that the high schoolers would turn into an ice skating rink during the winter. And I remember many times coming home and my feet, because I'd be out there for hours, my feet would just be almost frostbite. I mean, they were like really cold. So my mom knew, and she would always have hot chocolate ready for me when I got home, and then she would rub my feet until I got feeling back in my feet. So that's another good memory that I remember. And like I said, it's not necessarily a tradition, but it is something that I did every year. I would go to the skating rink and just spend hours there. And I wasn't no professional ice skater, but I did know how to twirl, I did know how to do jumps, and I was kind of self-taught. I do remember we would get presents the night before Christmas, and all of those presents were actually from family. So my mom and dad would buy for me, and when my stepbrothers were living with us, they would buy for them. Mom and dad would sit down with their drinks, and we would just open presents and just go at it and have fun. Of course, we always, at that time, we would always kind of get pretty much everything that we wanted. And but, you know, back then they were making money, and you could, you know, kind of go all out. So and then the next day, Santa always brought presents, and that was exciting because then I knew that's when we got like the big things. Santa brought us like the big things that we wanted. So that was kind of cool. So now as a mom, I do remember those traditions as a kid, but I think as you evolve, as your family evolves, I do know that when I was living out on my own before I met my husband, I still would decorate every Christmas, and it would be inside, outside, it would be everywhere. I would try to decorate as much as I could because I love Christmas. And I don't love the commercialized part of the Christmas, but I do. As you can see, I got lights behind me. I decorated my craft corner, so I'm really excited to see those lights at night. I put those up just like a couple nights ago, so it's really fun to have the Christmas lights and the colors. And you know, the most important thing about Christmas is remembering the birth of Jesus Christ our Lord. And we do end up going to church Christmas Eve. There's a big production. We do have a cantata at our church, so we're all involved in that. I don't do any singing myself, but Monkey does do singing at the church on the cantata, so it's really fun to have our family being part of that tradition with the church. Some of the traditions that I have started with my kids is that they get jammies the night before Christmas Eve, and that's the one package that they can open before Santa comes. So there is always one package under the tree for each kid, and they all know that they get jammies and some sort of sock or slippers or something like that the night before Christmas. So they really enjoy that because it's like, can we go open it? Can we go open it? Can we see what's in it? Ryan and I do not do exchanging gifts with the kids before Christmas. So our Christmas is all based on Santa coming the next day. So that's when they get their presents. But generally, we have gotten ourselves into, I don't want to say if it's a tradition, it may be just a bad habit, but we are a family who lives paycheck to paycheck. So generally, our Santa shopping is done the weekend or the night before Christmas. We are wrapping up everything Christmas Eve. Then, after we get done with all the shopping, we know that we have a pretty long night ahead of us wrapping Santa's presents. So we do end up, he'll have a beer, I'll have a glass of wine or two, and we clear the table off, the kitchen table off, and he and I both just enjoy each other's company, talking about what we got the kids and how excited they're going to be and stuff like that. So maybe get a couple hours of sleep if we're lucky before the kids wake up and want to rip into those presents. Unfortunately, at times they haven't been able to rip open the presents really quick because Dad might be at work. Sometimes Christmas falls on a day where Ryan has to work, and we will allow them to either open one package or they can open up their stocking, and whatever's in the stocking, they can open up that. But then we wait for Dad to get home before we open anything else. So unfortunately, that workflow does get in the way. So another tradition that we have started with the kids is that we will go riding around the town finding all the Christmas lights. There are certain neighborhoods that just do this bang-up job of decorating all the houses down the street. So I will make sure that we have cookies, and we have like a thermos or a container full of hot chocolate, and we will drive around in our car looking for those Christmas lights and enjoying everybody else's creativity. And we just really enjoy that part of it, you know, snuggling up under blankets, driving around in a car with some hot chocolate and some cookies. It's just kind of fun. And like I said, just seeing everybody else's, you know, way of decorating. And some of it's very Griswold looking, and that's awesome. And some of it is just kind of, you know, this is what we have and this is what we're celebrating with, and we can appreciate that because there are years that we have done that here. And another thing about the decorating is, since this is like holiday traditions, it's really not narrowed down to Christmas. It's just rolling out around the Christmas time. We have decorated our house for just about every holiday, every season. And that is something that I want to do for my kids. I also decorate their bathroom that they share. And there is a meaning behind that because I want to be able to have my kids look back when I get older and I'm not doing that anymore, or God forbid I pass away, I would like them to have just some kind of goofy little memory about me, like, hey, remember when Mom used to always decorate our bathroom? You know, and I don't half things. I will definitely decorate it to the hilt, you know, just like I do everywhere else around the house. So that's something that is, I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's just something that I feel like I want my kids to look back and say, God, remember when Mom used to decorate all the time, and she'd decorate for like everything, you know, January through December, every holiday that came up, she would decorate. And not only do I do it for myself because I really enjoy having the house decorated for the holidays, but I also do it for my kids because I want them to remember those kind of things. So maybe I will take some pictures and add them to the end of the video so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I do for the holidays for my kids in their bathroom. It's kind of silly, but I love doing it. As you can tell, because, you know, the Christmas lights behind me, I really enjoy it. Another thing that Santa has done for Monkey, last year Santa sent Monkey an elf on the shelf, and that is a new tradition that we started. She had been, I don't want to say jealous, but kind of like, how come I don't have an elf? And, you know, am I bad because I don't have an elf? And I don't necessarily think that having the elf is a way for kids to behave, even though I know some parents use that as a tool that, you know, Santa's not going to come if you don't do it, or the elf isn't going to come. I don't believe in that. But Monkey is going to be 12 in December, and she still believes in Santa. She still believes in the elf, and I want to enjoy that for as long as I can with her. The other two just go along with it because they know that it's something she really enjoys. When my parents were living here, because we always did stuff with my mother-in-law or my husband's side of the family Christmas Eve, they would come over Christmas morning and they would bring presents, you know, from them to the kids. But my parents have moved back to Minnesota, so that doesn't happen anymore. That was a tradition that went on for probably a good decade before they moved back to Minnesota. So the kids have fond memories of that. They still ask about that. You know, we really miss when Grandma and Grandpa come over in the morning, but it's just us. Another tradition and something that we have always done is turkey for Thanksgiving and ham for Christmas. So I am already looking at ham recipes on Pinterest for something in the crock pot because I think there's a few out there that I would really like to try. So another tradition that I do every year with the kids is after Christmas, we go Christmas clearance shopping and we buy an ornament for each of them. Something that relates to them during the year. Like if Monkey's doing soccer, we buy her like a soccer ornament. Or if Dalen's doing anime, we kind of get her like an anime ornament. Or Colton, he's into baseball right now, so we may find something baseball related. But we do actually go and get them new ornaments every year, but it's Christmas clearance ornaments that we go and get. Just a little budget friendly, and it's something that they get to pick out themselves. And I eventually want to someday go ahead and box them up for them for when they have families, when they have kids, and they can say, oh, we got this for Christmas this year, because what I'll do is I'll date it so they know what year that the ornament was bought for. And I hope that those ornaments provide them memories of what that year was like for them, so they can share that with their kids, and I'll be able to say, yes, Grandma did do that for your mommy and daddy. So that wraps it up for my family tradition. I'm going to go ahead and link the ladies below, so please make sure you go check out their family traditions and see what they do, and look forward to other videos coming up. We have another one coming up around the 15th, and I am not going to tell you what that is because that will be a little secret. We have something brewing and stewing in that video, so go ahead and, like I said, check those ladies below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I would be happy to respond to any positive comments or feedback. I truly appreciate everybody who is supporting my channel. If you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you will be alerted to when new videos come out. I hope that this video finds all of you well. You have a fabulous holiday, whatever that may be. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.